How's it going, guys? My name is Lost, and welcome to another Kingdom Hearts Union Cross video. So, I just ended my live stream a couple minutes ago, and with that, I was able to complete the Organization 13 Axel event. And not only that, but people were actually asking me to do some turtling site setups. And crazy enough, after the many events that have already passed already with the Organization 13 request, this event, the Axel event, is actually possible to be able to turtle it within 6 turns. So, I wanted to share my setup with everybody so that way, people can have an example of what they can use to be able to complete Quest 13 or any of the previous quests. Now, I know that everybody's not going to have the same medals, maybe not the same traits, etc., but this is just an example of what you can do. This is not like 100% guaranteed that you'll be able to do it, because not everybody has the same traits as me, not everybody has the same medals. So this is just, you know, I'm just throwing this out there in case everybody gets upset or anybody gets upset at the fact that, hey, I'm not able to do this, you know, like, what should I do? You know, it all just depends on what medals you have now. So, before we get into the actual fight, I do want to talk about my setup in detail so that way you guys know as to why I am using each of these medals. Now, per request from a viewer during the live stream, they asked me to not use Xion EX Kai, but illustrated Xion. So, that is actually going to be the first medal in my my Keyblade setup, which I'm using Counterpoint in this setup, which is, again, you can use any Keyblade setup that you want to, depending on your medals and whatnot. So, my first medal with second chance, 2 max, it doesn't matter, as long as it has a second chance. We do have illustrated Xion. My second medal is Mrs. Incredible. Now, Mrs. Incredible, it doesn't matter if it's a 6-star or a 7-star medal, but Mrs. Incredible, she overrides the target strength by -7, the general strength. PSM strength by -2, and adds to the enemy's counters. That is the biggest help right there, is the counter. So you don't have to worry about the counters when it comes to Axel, because Axel's counters at Quest 13 is really low. So that's a good thing about that. And also, we're not using these medals for pure damage until we get to the pet slot or the shared medal that you're going to be using. So that's it for Mrs. Incredible right there. You don't need any skill on it unless you have that extra defense boost 4. That's totally up to you. The next medal up is Violet. Now, Violet, what she does, which is an awesome ability. Her ability is amazing. For 4 turns, general defense up by +3. PSM defense by +4, enemy counters +1, and then more damage with more parties, which again, we're not worried about damage when it comes to these 2 medals. If you excuse me, if you do manage to get extra attack on this medal, you are golden, because that way you have an extra slot in your Keyblade to be able to do some extra damage. So I mean, that's awesome. If you don't, then that's why I have my copy medal. My copy medal that I have here does not have extra attack. You don't have to worry about traits. What you're mainly doing with this copy medal, or any copy medal, it doesn't have to be this key art coming. It could be whatever extra copy medal that you have. But whether your copy medal has extra attack or not, I decided to use one that does not, because I know not everybody has extra attack on their copy medals. But just 2 procs of Violet and you are good to go. You don't need to use it afterwards, because her ability lasts for 4 turns. But seeing as how Violet has a low gauge count, I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too concerned about it. So I just went ahead and used that on every round, and you're gonna see on the actual gameplay here in just a second. Now, if you do have extra attack on Violet, you can actually have 3 attacking medals in your Keyblade setup. If you don't, which is what you're seeing right here, I do have my my Xion EX Kai that has defense boost 4. In this video, you're gonna see that I am not going to use this medal at all. Yes, it would help with the counters and everything like that, but for the purpose of this video, trying to keep it as free to play as possible, I am not going to use it. I only have it there because I need the defense boost 4 max. To anybody wondering if defense boost 3 max would work, no, it won't, because of the amount of damage that Axel is going to hit you with. So defense boost 4 max is definitely needed to be able to turtle this event. And then after that is pretty much your 2 primary damaging medals. So with the pet slot, again, I said at the beginning of this video that I'm using medals that have been released in the past 2 or 3 weeks. So just this week we just had the Prime Roxas and Xion medal come out. So you can use that metal, or if you have prime Roxas, you can also use that metal as well, because the good thing about it is that you are not affecting the enemy's counters. You're not affecting Axel's counters, which is awesome. So that way you can do as many hits as you want. If you have extra attack on it, even better. If you don't, that's cool too, because you'll still be doing some sufficient damage. At the beginning though, since Axel does start off with some general strength defense up, your first hit most likely won't actually do some damage until you get to your friend metal. Now, if your friend metal has extra tank, even better. Currently, my prime Roxas and Xion and my friend metal prime Roxas does have extra attack, but for the purpose of this video, I won't be using that extra attack. So that's about it for the setup, guys. When it comes to traits, if you have ground or extra attack on your 2 or 3 primary attacking metals, even better, because that way you'll be able to kill it faster. Miguel and Dante, which is a VIP metal, so for all of my cheat to play players out there, or players who just buy strictly VIP or good VIP metals, Miguel and Dante would actually help you out only if you have extra attack on Violet, because if you don't, then you might be in a bit of trouble. So Miguel Dante is also another option. If there are any other metals that the races counter, do let me know. If you do have Scrooge, which is a metal that only came out exclusively to global, that metal could actually help you out too. But again, I am trying to use metals that were pretty easily accessible for free-to-play players. This is the setup that I'm going with, guys. So I'm going to show you guys the gameplay. And again, I'm not going to be using my extra attack from my 2 primary attacking metals in case you don't have any, because I'm trying my best to keep it where it's just metals that again are easily acceptable, that just came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago and that don't have extra attack. So we're gonna get into this and I'm gonna show you guys the actual gameplay of the completion of this event. So as you guys can see right there, he starts off with 2 different counters, just like Psyx, 5 blue, 2 red, which kind of sucks, and I know it's gonna scare a lot of players. He does have the general defense up by 7, also strength, and the power strength by 7 as well. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. We're gonna let this auto until we get to my Xion EX Kai, and then I'm just gonna swipe, and then I'm gonna just do the rest manually. Alright, so we got our buffs in, we got our debuffs in, which is awesome. So during the first turn, you will be able to survive his attack, and you're going to see why after this. So we're going to swipe here, because again, I'm not using Xion. She's actually only there, sorry, there was a fly in my face. She's only there just for the defense boost 4. So now we're going to use my prime Roxas and Xion. As you guys can see right there, it's only doing 1 damage, but that's because its general defense is still high. But after this one, we should be good to go. Once we use our prime Roxas, we should be fine. So as you can see there, now we're doing a little bit of damage. So we're going to swipe again with Roxas. Alright. And as you guys can see right there, with defense boost 4 max, it is possible to survive it. Now, one thing that I do want to know is that my Violet has triple plus 800 HP. I did the calculation so that way anybody in the comment section, before they start jumping on me, is like, oh, you got a lot of HP, of course you're going to survive it. No. Once I took out once I added the amount of damage that Axel did and subtracted it from my normal HP, I was still able to survive it just barely, but it still is possible for me to be able to survive it. I don't have another Violet metal. If not, then I will demonstrate it without the Violet that I got going on right now. So I mean, I apologize ahead of time, but I mean, I'm not gonna pull just to show that out. So we're gonna do it again, guys. In this turn right here specifically, we won't be able to survive his attack because he does buff himself a little bit. But not too much actually, because by the time he is finished with his attack, he is only going to be left with +3 power attack up. So you're going to see it right here. Alright, then we're going to swipe with Xion, just like I said, because I'm not going to use Xion. Alright, and now we are actually doing damage to our prime, using our prime Roxas and Xion. That's because his defense is already down by -7. So we're going to swipe here. We're going to use our friend metal, and we're not going to use the copy again. Alright, and we'll just swipe. See? So with his second attack, it doesn't affect me. So you kind of see how everything works out. So it's basically, you survive, you don't survive. You survive, you don't survive, and then on that 6th turn, you have to make sure that you kill him, because if not, I mean, that's pretty much it. You can't really do anything else, because he's going to use that attack where you won't be able to survive. So we're going to keep going with this, guys. I'm just going to stay quiet and let this play out, so that way you guys can see that this setup actually does work. And one thing to note as well is that if you have any setups of yourself that you want to share to the community, make sure to comment them in the comment section below, so that way we can help everybody out. Alright, so I believe this is the turn where we should be able to survive. Yep. Alright. Gonna swipe his Shion. Prime Roxas again. Oh, Prime Roxas and Shion. Alright, we're gonna swipe Prime Roxas. And again, guys, if you did manage to get extra attack on Violet, you're gonna have that third extra slot to be able to attack Axel, and then that way you'll be able to defeat it a little bit more faster. Alright, do this one more time. And again, technically you don't have to proc Violet the whole entire time. You could probably proc it like, what, twice in 2 turns, and then you should be good to go. After that, you know, if you're tight on gauge, you ain't gotta worry about it, because her ability does last for 4 turns. You wanna swipe on that. Prime Roxas. Alright, we're gonna swipe. And that's it. And there you go, guys. Again, it is possible, you know, as long as you know, you got some strong damaging metals, and you got those metals that were in my setup to be able to turtle this event. And of course, you know, traits 100% would actually help you out a lot, because I mean, traits, like, they do matter. You know, if you do have ground, you do have plus 1000, stuff like that, I mean, they definitely help you out in this event, be able to do some extra damage as well to Axel. But again, guys, I know that everybody's not gonna have every metal, not every trait, etc., etc. This is just an example of what you can do to be able to grind through all 13 quests, or just quest 13 in general, if you're able to like do a power setup until like 12 or 11. So that's gonna be it for the video, guys. Again, if you have some setups of your own, make sure to share them in the comment section below to help out everybody else. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for some more future KHUx content. And as always, guys, I will see y'all next time.